Remember, please hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go.
Hi everyone. Today is Thursday, July the 3rd. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. I've got the charts looking a little bit different today. I don't have any lines on it. And so what we're going to focus on are the handy-dandy add-on to TrendSpider from MentorQ of the put wall and call walls that are present in the different instruments. So today, let's start with the ES. And again, my apologies for being late. I just felt like I needed to see what the reaction was from the news. And so here it is, coming out a little late for you. All right. Tight opening range formation, low 6,273, high 6,278. Yeah, that's tight. That's very, very tight. And we stayed right in the range, broke out a little bit, broke down a little bit, but at the end of the day, stayed there. We just had the jobs number. It is really pushing price up. I expect it pushes price up into 6,300. Right now, we've got a 200 contract sitting up there. They're starting to wane, and they flashed it. And then we've got 269. Oh, wow, they are really messing around here. 6,300 again at 272. So they're going to try and push this to all-time highs. So remember, trend is going to tell us what is going on in relative form. And we still have very upward simple moving average. And every time we come back, we hold it and we bounce until this pattern breaks. That's what we've got going on. Now, we had a mean reversion that lasted a couple of days, maybe 3 days, and now we're off to the races again. Last time we were off to the races, let's see how many days we went without touching. Holy moly, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost touched. 5, 6 days. So, could we have ourselves the big July run that we're all thinking about? Quite possibly. Here's what I know. Dips are buy zones, right? Dips are buy zones. And that's really what we want to focus on today. Low edge, 6,270 gives us a really nice floor of support with about 5 points of risk. Beneath that, we're going to start walking through the peg of the prior day's VWAP. Remember, markets closed today at 1. Hopefully, many of you have just taken the day off. High volume node for the 0 DTEs, 6,422. I really don't expect to see that. I expect to see the shorts get squeezed continually as they move up past this call resistance for the 0 DTEs, which is at 6,300. Let's take a look at the NQ. I'll parse these numbers down, and then when we get together for our midday money ball today, I will break that down for us. All right, inverted head and shoulders pattern looks like, but really kind of messy. NQ trying to crest to all-time highs, hasn't done it. Let's see. Script execution timeout. That's bizarre. I'll have to tell Fabio about that. There we go. Nothing like a refresh. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. Expected moves, we're going to look at the put support for the 0 DTE and the call resistance for the 0 DTE, also representing the gamma walls. We're caught right in between that. Opening range formation, low 22,831, high 22,863. Very tight price action all night. Breaks slightly below, recovers. Breaks above, rotates into the GEX1, and then pulls right back in. So these levels are holding pretty tight. All right, next support ledge should be the GEX1, at which point we can run into the call resistance. This is a very hated rally. No momentum. Momentum is very divergent, and it's because the rally is so hated. It's shorts that continually push these price actions to the north. All right, high of the expected move on the day, 23,000 even. and low of the expected move, 22,825. Pullbacks or buy zones. It is a bit of a mess though, folks. I'm not going to dance around that one. It is very messy. Wait for your dips and then take your trade, or wait for the retests of your failure and then take your trade. I saw someone sort of post smart alecky note that said, yeah, but by then the trade's gone. Listen, you do you, I'll do me. We'll see who ends up at the finish line. All right? That's all there is to say. Okay, so let's go to the YM. Was that snarky? I don't know. Might have been a little bit snarky. But, here's the thing. I'm an old lady. And old ladies get to be occasionally snarky, right? Still, my goal is work very hard to love people in their present state. And then, maybe we all find Jesus and everything ends up great. Sorry for that. I probably shouldn't have said that, but now it's in there. It's out in the ether. It's done. I'm moving on. What are we looking at for YM? YM broke out of a huge channel. Now we've got 2 days of distribution. The gamma events are very far away because these are monthly expiries. We're going to look at frontline support, 44,640. Baseline support. Remember, I said that yesterday. I said, hey, if it can come into 44,700, let's let it dance around there. We take the long. Bob's your uncle. It's very nice. Almost all the way up to 45,000. I expect some kind of breach because the shorts are pushing the traders higher. They really are. The low edge of 44,750 is now looking like new support on the day. If we lose that edge, we need to recover it immediately or there's trouble. We've just pulled back off of the significant bounce we took, so we're looking for price action to hold below to initiate a new long. That number is 44,770. All right, so there we have it. Momentum completely divergent. I don't know what is going to happen, honest to goodness. I really don't. I don't know. But what I do know is we got to be careful. Opening range, low 44,770, high 44,804. So again, very tight. Very, very tight. Micro Bitcoin. This one has been on a tear, right? I expected it to fail at about 109,000. As a matter of fact, I talked yesterday about potentially taking a short there. Well, I did take a short there, left about 300 ticks of risk, and then, it almost literally blew me out immediately. So I was one and done, right? If I'm taking a reversal trade, I'm going to go in onesies. If it confirms, I'm going to add in the direction of trend into the support zone, and then I'm going to cut everything off. I will not let it ride because riding only belongs in the trending formation. Counter trending formation says, take what you've got, move it into support, get out of Dodge. All right, what do we have today? We're above the call wall. We're above the call wall. We've been above the call wall 3 times. Opening range formation. 109,760 on the low end. 110,125 on the high end. And we broke that high in the overnight. Right? The gamma level of interest above the call wall is 110,060 as the crow flies. Could we be building a megaphone? Yes. What's the support action say? Yesterday's peg of the VWAP, 108,840. Looks like a support event. And then it's still off to the races. This one is just huge. I can't even tell you how much crypto news is out there. Somebody opening crypto funds, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but my, oh my, are we getting some major saturation? And for folks that don't want to diversify, everybody's just sort of gravitating into Bitcoin. It's causing a lot more buying pressure. So up she goes. Not without dips. So wait for the dip for the buy. All right. Let's go straight to oil because I'm late. I want to get this done and out. We're not going to talk about nat gas or copper, which are both exploding, by the way, in one way or another. Nat gas exploding to the downside. Literally. No, it's doing better. So that being said, we'll see what happens. So taking a look at oil, we had the numbers come out yesterday. They were awful. Wait a second, am I in the right contract? Yes. Okay. So the numbers were awful. Gave it a dip, but then it went off to the races. Look how far away we are from call resistance. That's huge. So this is a squeeze. Next gamma line of import is $68. Would not be surprised to go there, but we have some negative divergence. So watch for the bounce into 68 to potentially fade. That's going to give us a potential short. Break out over this edge at 67.50 could give us a long into solid motion and more upside pressure, right? There's a guy named Anas Al-Haji who he's a guy from the Middle East that does oil stuff, and he's very clever. And one of the things he said was, look out, energy is going to start getting much more expensive. He's very, very bullish on that gas, and of course I am too. But we'll see what transpires over the near-term years. And these really are things that take years to settle out. All right. For oil, opening range, low, $66.86. Opening range high, $67.50. So pretty wide range compared to the rest of everyone. We're coming into a topping formation. There's the 63 moving average. We've got downside pressure on momentum, but it's still very bullish. So first spike up should pull back, new higher low gives us the run into potentially 70. GEX, $68. I would love to see a dip back into this heavy congestion to take the trade long. Let's see what's happening on the hourly chart. It's just grinding to the north. And so dips or buys, folks. Dips or buys. Sometimes it's infuriating when you're staring down these charts and you're like, listen, I know I'm supposed to buy. I just don't want any more risk. And that's tough. That's tough when we watch it chase. But trust me, see what gold is doing? I have to tell you, you got to be careful when you have that mindset. Patience is always going to win. And so here we've got this monstrosity of a candlestick in gold. Holy smokes. Well below put support in the zero wall. Let's see what happens. Opening range, low, $3,368. High, $3,376. So what, 8 points or something, right? It never breaks the high. That's key, 3,377. It breaks the low, bounces back in, does not break the high, and then rolls right over. So sometimes beagle eyes are going to be what you need for this space, and look at the size of the volume pre-market. Where is this headed, right? If we expand the list and we go here, what do I have hidden? Let's see. Let's see where GEX 2 is. I just don't like having a ton of these. Okay, GEX 2 hits it right at the top. Now we've got to go see. Remember, these GEX levels are in order of strength, right? GEX 1, next strongest one to the call resistance. GEX 2, next strongest one to GEX 1, and so on and so forth. So let's put 3 and then 4. And then let's see what happens here. Nope, they're all up here on the top. There's nothing down here. So for gold, we're looking at the anchor of the VWAP from 3,296 on the date. That is, what day is that? June 30th. All right, so nice fade, looks good. Remember, markets close early. All right, let's go to SPY. SPY, also up above the call wall. All right, so here's the thing. Remember, when we go up above the call wall, what it does is tell the traders who've been short up there, look out, you're about to see a reckoning. And so the first thing they will do is try to force it down. That's this candlestick, just into the close. Then If that doesn't work, they have to turn around and buy the instrument in the direction to shift their gamma lines, right? So that's what we've got. This is breaking out. The next one higher for SPY is 625. The anchored VWAP from the close of the prior day, 619, or current price 621. Dips or buy zones. Call wall looks like 620. That's a great place to see a pullback. If you chase this, folks, you better be ready to run, because at any time it could give it all back. I'm just saying, you got to be careful, because it's being pushed up by shorts, not longs. There are not a lot of people that are wildly bullish, except for maybe Tom Lee, not the drummer. So that guy, he's always bullish. Bill Fleckenstein, always bearish, right? David Rosenberg, always bearish. Those guys, they're perma spaces, but the people that are long are shorts that are having to cover, that are sitting down in the space, and they continue to short every high. And at some point, it's going to work, but they're going to bleed out. A lot of them are going to bleed out on the way up. Okay, so lastly, Qs, old resistance. That's GX4, 553. Call resistance all the way down at the anchored VWAP from the prior day, and that is 550. Low volume node, 548. Half day today, folks. Dips or buy zones, but remember, the Qs are particularly messy. They could really dip hard. I'm going to be very hands-off. I'm either going to be trading from a sim environment, or I'm going to be studying patterns. There are going to be very few live trades for me today. All right, take care, everybody. See you on Monday.